So welcome to the miracle work. And the miracle work is always expanding, whether it's with music or whether it's with other ingredients, so to speak. So today I want to start with something that came in and is so beautiful. And it fits so well with, say, the lesson of today. And in case you didn't know, the lesson of today is I lose the world from all I thought it was, like lesson 132. And so that what I'm going to read to you now is is actually a song. It's actually a song. It's made for a musician, and there has been millions have been singing that song too. So it's a very popular song in that sense. But I found the translation, the Good News translation from 1976, and it is actually a really beautiful way of, it's like total poetry to me to say it out loud and to enjoy it. So I would suggest you do the same thing. Like your microphone is muted anyway. Well, you can open it up even too. It doesn't matter to me. But it is beautiful to read Psalm 19. And it's so appropriate for today. So that's why I love to share it with you. I got it right here so you can read with me. And it's absolutely amazing to me. So I will share it definitely, and feel free to read out loud too. It has something, if it's been spoken, definitely. God's glory in creation. How clearly the sky reveals God's glory. How plainly it shows what He has done. Each day announces it to the following day. Each night repeats it to the next. No speech or words are used, no sound is heard. Yet their message goes out to all the world and is heard to the ends of the earth. God made a home in the sky for the sun. It comes out in the morning like a happy bridegroom, like an athlete eager to run a race. It starts at one end of the sky and goes across the other. Nothing can hide from its heat. The law of the Lord. The law of the Lord is perfect. It gives new strength. The commandments of the Lord are trustworthy, giving wisdom to those who lack it. The laws of the Lord are right, and those who obey them are happy. The commandments of the Lord are just and give understanding to the mind. Reverence for the Lord is good. It will continue forever. The judgments of the Lord are just and are always fair. They are more desirable than the finest gold. They are sweeter than the purest honey. They give knowledge to me, your servant. I am rewarded for obeying them. None of us can see our own errors. Deliver me, Lord, from hidden faults. Keep me safe also from willful sins. Don't let them rule over me. Then I shall be perfect and free from the evil of sin. May my words and my thoughts be acceptable to you, O Lord, my refuge and Redeemer. So that was Psalm 19, and I thought it was a great psalm. So read it again today or take time to take a look at it. It is really lovely. Like I loved to read it, to have it be revealed to me this morning. Like lovely, lovely, absolutely beautiful. So great. So one way or another, it's like it's resonating the idea in me of the glory of God, and so that is what is, and so the world, I lose the world, from all I thought it was. I lose the world from all I thought it was. Like my observation of it was a total mistake. I admit that. So going through the lesson now, like step by step, taking time to feel, just like we will with the psalm too. I'll read it once more, and even slower too. Standing still with certain parts of the lesson is really like an invitation to let yourself be lifted up by it, and discover the outer edges of your consciousness, to have it be revealed to you, that what is always yours. It's so amazing. Like it's a beautiful invitation, and yeah. So I'm reading. I just feel like reading it one more time. The psalm. I'll read it slower. So, how clearly the sky reveals God's glory. How plainly it shows what He has done. Each day announces it to the following day. Each night repeats it to the next. No speech or words are used, no sound is heard, yet their message goes out to all the world and is heard to the ends of the earth. God made a home in the sky for the sun. It comes out in the morning like a happy bridegroom, like an athlete eager to run a race. It starts at one end of the sky and goes across to the other. Nothing can hide from its heat. The law of the Lord is perfect, it gives new strength. The commands of the Lord are trustworthy, giving wisdom to those who lack it. The laws of the Lord are right, and those who obey them are happy. The commandments of the Lord are just and give understanding to the mind. Reverence for the Lord is good. It will continue forever. The judgments of the Lord are just. They are always fair. They are more desirable than the finest gold, and they are sweeter than the purest honey. They give knowledge to me, your servant. I am rewarded for obeying them. None of us see our own errors. Deliver me, Lord, from my hidden faults. Keep me safe also from willful sins. Don't let them rule over me. Then I shall be perfect and free from evil of sin. May my words and my thoughts be acceptable to you, O Lord, my refuge and Redeemer. All right, so thank you for sharing this with me and being here, receiving this. So that's wonderful. So I like to read some of the lines of 132, of lesson 132, and have moments of quiet in between. So it is like a contemplation to really say, allows some of these sentences to come to you and be revealed to you. So this is what I'm going to do. because there's so many beautiful sentences in it. I lose the world from all I thought it was. What keeps the world in chains but your beliefs? And what can save the world except yourself? Belief is powerful indeed. The thoughts you hold are mighty, and illusions are strong in their effects, as is the truth. A madman thinks the world he sees is real and does not doubt it. Nor can he be swayed by questioning his thoughts' effects. It is but when their source is raised to question that the hope of freedom comes to him at last. Yet is salvation easily achieved, for anyone is free to change his mind, and all his thoughts change with it. Now the source of thought has shifted, for to change your mind means you have changed the source of all ideas you think or ever thought or yet will think. You free the past from all you thought before. You free the future from all the ancient thoughts of seeking what you do not want to find. The present now remains the only time. So you free the past from what you thought before. You free the future from all ancient thoughts of seeking what you do not want to find. The present now is the only time. So here in the present is the world set free. For as you let the past be lifted and release the future from your ancient fears, you find escape and give it to the world. Here in the present is the world set free. For as you let the past be lifted and release the future from your ancient fears, you find escape and give it to the world. So the world is nothing in itself. Your mind must give it meaning. The world is nothing in itself. Your mind must give it meaning. There's no world apart from what you wish. Herein lies your ultimate release. There's no world apart from what you wish. Change your mind on what you want to see, and all the world must change accordingly. There is no world. There is no world. Healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world and can accept the lesson now. Your readiness will bring the lesson to you in some way, some form, which you can understand and recognize. Some see it suddenly on point of death and rise to teach it. Others find it in experiences that are not of this world. And some will find it in this course, in the exercise that we're doing today. the world does not exist. If it is indeed your own imagining, then you can lose it from all things you ever thought it was, by merely changing all the thoughts that gave it these appearances. The sick are healed as you let go all thoughts of sickness. And the dead arise when you let go of thoughts of life, and let thoughts of life replace all thoughts you ever held of death. You are as God created you. You are as God created you. There is no place where you can suffer, and no time that can bring change to your eternal state. There's no place where you can suffer, no time that can bring change to your eternal state. How can a world of time and space exist if you remain as God created you? To know yourself is the salvation of the world. If you are real, the world you see is false. For God's creation is unlike the world in every way. Release the world. Release the world. Release the world. Your real creations wait for this release. God shares his fatherhood with you who are his son. There is no world because it is a thought apart from God. I, who remain as God created me, would lose the world from all I thought it was. For I am real because the world is not, and I would know my own reality. I, who remain as God created me, would lose the world from all I thought it was. For I am real because the world is not, and I would know my own reality. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. Thank you. So all the exercises that we do are actually helping us to come to that, to come to the acceptance of what truly is, but also the letting go of what isn't. So this is always great. So one of the things that I feel like doing right now is just reading, say, the first 7 lessons or so, like the review of them as an exercise in the letting go of all worldly beliefs, because it's so basic and so necessary to practice it on a daily basis. So this is just from this little book that I always use. It's like the 20-minute book. Nothing I see means anything. The reason this is so is that I see nothing. And nothing has no meaning. It is necessary that I recognize this, that I may learn to see. What I think I see now is taking the place of vision. I must let it go by realizing it has no meaning, so that vision may take its place. I've given what I see all the meaning it has for me. I've judged everything I look upon, and it is this and only this that I see. And this is not vision. It is merely an illusion of reality, because my judgments have been made quite apart from reality. I'm willing to recognize the lack of validity in my judgments, because I want to see. My judgments have hurt me, and I do not want to see according to them. I do not understand anything I see. How could I understand what I see when I've judged it amiss? What I see is the projection of my own errors of thought. I do not understand what I see because it is not understandable. And there's no sense in trying to understand it. But there's every reason to let it go and make room for what can be seen, understood, and loved. I can exchange what I see now for this merely by being willing to do so. Is not this a better choice than the one I made before? These thoughts do not mean anything. The thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything because I'm trying to think without God. What I call my thoughts are not my real thoughts. My real thoughts are the thoughts I think with God. I'm not aware of them because I've made my thoughts to take their place. I am willing to recognize that my thoughts do not mean anything and to let them go. I choose to have them be replaced by what they were intended to replace. My thoughts are meaningless, but all creation lies in the thoughts I think with God. I am never upset for the reason I think. I am never upset for the reason I think because I'm constantly trying to justify my thoughts. I'm constantly trying to make them true. I make all things my enemies so that my anger is justified and my attacks are warranted. I have not realized how much I've misused everything I see by assigning this role to it. I've done it to defend the thought system that has hurt me and that I no longer want. I am willing to let it go. I am upset because I see what is not there. Reality is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality brings only perfect peace. When I am upset, it is always because I've replaced reality with illusions I made up. The illusions are upsetting because I've given them reality and thus regard reality as an illusion. Nothing in God's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. I am always upset by nothing. I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. When I've forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. there will be no past, and therefore no enemies, and I will look with love on all that I failed to see before.